Welcome back to Black and Classic Podcast. I'm your host, Brittany Monet, where we talk all things politics and pop culture. And I know I abandoned you guys last time, but let me tell you something, okay? My hair wasn't done, and I will never come to you guys again with my hair not done. I've done it before, I've hated it. I won't do that again. So I'm back, and let's jump into all things politics and pop culture.
That blackness, that black power, that black pushing them to identify with black culture. I think that's what you're asking. I have no.
Now, I have not sat down and just shot the shit with y'all, just talked about all the like random pop culture things. I feel like so much and so much is still happening in the world of politics. But I was like, you know what? I don't really want a super deep and heavy episode today. I just wanted to sit down and talk with my people. So we're just gonna like real quick run through some pop culture, talk about what's been going on because it has also been crazy and chaotic over there. And I just haven't felt inspired enough to talk about it, to be honest. But now politics isn't as inspiring, although a lot is happening. We will get into that next week, okay? Because a lot has been happening. I feel in my spirit that we're going to need to do like a live situation because I don't know. It's getting interesting and I feel like something is brewing, I will say. But yeah, I was like, you know what? I just want to sit down and talk about what's going on in the world of pop culture, okay? I don't want it to be too heavy today. A lot has happened, and I just want to sit down and discuss it with you guys. So, we're going to just run through some headlines. Super light, easy episode today. So, listen, if you want to throw this on in the background while you are cleaning, feel free because we just going to chit chat today, okay? That's all we're going to do. We just going to chit chat. First up, what I want to say is rest in peace to Asada Shakur. Now, I always okay, you know what? Let's just go down how this impacted me, okay? Because back in, I want to say like 2018, 2019, right? I went down a super long deep dive on very powerful, inspiring Black women. And if you see here behind me, you probably can't read the titles, but up here I got like Angela Davis, I got Toni Morrison, Audre Lorde, like I got the girls up here, okay? I got the women up here, okay? And I went down this like whole just rabbit hole of understanding them and you know getting their history and things like that. So Asada Shakur was a part of that, of course, and it just took me down all these different avenues of understanding who I was as a Black woman, what I wanted to give to the world as a Black woman. Hence now we create Black and Classic podcast, right? Where it started out as this like ode to Black women and like giving back to Black women and uplifting Black women. And then it was like, okay, what what is missing in that space in our community? And it was like just that we don't have a space to just sit and discuss politics. Even if we have no idea what's going on, like what's the headline? What's the meaning? If we're ignorant in this area, let's sit down and discuss it. So that's kind of how this whole podcast, right? That was like the whole history of this podcast, really. And so when Asada Shakur passed away, it made me go back down again that same rabbit hole of understanding this woman, understanding what she gave to this world and how impactful it was. So I definitely and sincerely want to say rest in peace. I'm glad that she didn't die behind prison walls because there's nothing worse than America kind of labeling you as something, educating people that you're this one thing, and it's just the furthest thing from the truth. So I definitely wanted to start there. Now we're gonna take a sharp left, okay? Because we're talking about prison and things like that. Y'all should already know where we're going. We're gonna take a sharp left, complete opposite, okay? Started out as black excellence, and child, it done went somewhere else, okay? We discussed on multiple occasions Diddy and what Diddy has been charged with, what his trial was looking like, who was showing up to his trial, and all the things in between. Now, it came out, what day was that, y'all? Was that Thursday? No, it was Friday. It was Friday because I remember everyone saying at the end of the week, Diddy's going to be sentenced. What do we think Diddy's going to get? So it came, to come to be Friday, and everything says he was sentenced to 50 months. I don't know why I hate people putting things in months. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm not this mathematical genius. So I need you to break that down in very simple terms. Like when you meet a parent and they got a child and they be like, oh, how old's, little Susie? Oh, Susie's 18 months. Babe, just say a year. Like, I don't need all that extra. She a year. I don't need all that extra. Okay. Oh, she's 29 months. Okay, she's 2. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't need all of that there. Okay. So Diddy was sentenced to 4 years. Now, my speculation was that he was going to get not the max sentence, but it was going to be something, lengthy, kind of to like splash it on the headline. Did he get 7 years? Something lengthy, but I thought the caveat to that would be time served, probation, something like that where he did get to go home, but he still has these 7 years on his rap sheet. So for him to be sentenced to 4 years or their 50 months or whatever, I was like, "Oh, okay." And then that came out, and then after that, it was, I believe he had to pay 500,000, a fine, or to whoever, restitution, I don't know, child, but he had to pay 500,000. And so I was like, "Okay, is more going to come out?" Now here it is, the end of the week or the beginning of the week, depending on how you look at it, and still nothing. I for sure thought he was just gonna get time served and some probation. What did y'all think? For me, it was giving time served and some probation. Only because one, y'all know my nose run, it's crazy. Only because I felt like it's just prostitution. Like if you're looking at what he was charged with, it was 2 counts of prostitution. Now, if you take into account all of the other stuff, then I think you get to that 4 years. But technically, you're not supposed to take into account that. You're supposed to take into account what his charges were. And that's where you get the sentencing. 4 years, I don't know. It's not like the harshest term, but what has he done already? 2. So what does he have, like 2 more maybe? Yeah, I don't know. I just was like a little indifferent, but also what I felt was like, you kind of reap what you sow. Let's be fair. You reap what you sow. Now, although you shouldn't, be punished, in the court of law for everything that was brought against you, if you were only convicted of 2 of the whatever else charges, you reap what you sow. And that's just what it is for Diddy. I personally, I don't think I would ever be able to look at him the same because I was someone, I loved Diddy. I wanted to be the female Diddy. Oh, I love, love, love. Went up for Diddy, okay? Loved the man. But his level of corruption and his level of like wanting to have that power is gross. I think it's with anyone who attains that level of success, it gets to be a little gross because it's like, oh, you have to do a lot of like wild things in order to keep and maintain that. And, it's hard to do it in a good moral standing when you think about how much money he has. It's hard. It's very hard to do that. You have to have some level of like ruthless behavior. But I think Diddy, for a lack of better terminology, Diddy ran the fuck out. Okay, like he ran out. Like he did way too much. And then as I understand, you know, other things that are speculated to have happened that wasn't even discussed, right, in this trial. When you listen to, what's his name, Gene? I don't even know what Gene did for him. Was Gene a bodyguard or something? we listen to Gene's story and we listen to other people talk. And when things come up about, like, for example, I was watching on YouTube a documentary about Anthony James, aka Wolf, who was or served as Diddy's bodyguard for a really long time. Side note, he does look like Justin Combs' daddy, but we ain't gonna say too much about that. So when you look at that, and then this man died, and it's like, it just look a little funny in the light, Diddy. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. It just looks a little funny in the light. It looks like you got power and you just went the fuck crazy with it. So for me, I personally can't look at the man the same, because I feel like, yes, you got power, and yes, you have to do some ruthless things. You have to cut some ruthless deals, do a little shady business. I get that. But at the same time, I feel as though he just went too far. He just went too far. And today is his day of reckoning, and he has to take, what comes with it. 4 years, to me, for all the things that people can allege that he's done, 4 years is light. That's light work. Let's be honest. That's light work for the things that he knows deep down he's gotten away with. Baby, that's light work. I would take that on the chin and be like, look, I done did a whole lot of y'all could throw me under the jail if you really knew what I've done and what I'm capable of. So I'm gonna take this, like, yeah, I'm gonna, do all the crying and the hooping and hollering. But he needs to know that I need to take this sit on down, get back out, and live righteous. That's all he gotta do. That is quite literally all he has to do. I don't think he needs to come out and do like, he had a speaking engagement schedule. We don't need none of that. We don't need the speaking engagement. We don't need a documentary. We don't need to hear from you, babes. Go do your time, get out, come back, be righteous, one with the Lord, and leave us alone. That's all I got on that. Let's see. I'm just gonna look at my list and just like kind of bounce all over the place. Let me tell y'all something, okay? I am tired in looking at topics and things like that. You run across all your baddies and your Instagram girlies and the rap girlies. And let me tell you something. After the age of 30, and 30 to me is a little bit gracious. After that age, y'all need to throw, especially as a grown woman, y'all need to throw them tiny clothes away. Them tiny clothes, hang it up. Actually, leave them on the rack for the little girls. Leave them on the rack for the 21-year-olds, the 20-year-olds, the 19-year-olds, the 18-year-olds, the 24, 25. Right around 27, you might want to get you could still get the little tiny clothes, but you got to like level it up a little bit. But leave them little ass clothes for them little ass girls. Y'all be in y'all 30s in these little ass clothes, and I'm tired. I'm actually exhausted of it. I'm exhausted. I understand that y'all have, Fashion Nova, brand deals, this, that, and the other. I get it. I get it. Fashion Nova throws the bag at the girlies. I get it. But they also have a wide variety of clothes. Let's be real. They do. So you don't need to go and get the tiniest, skimpiest piece of clothing to fit your big grown woman body in. You do not. Mm-mm. You don't. I am tired, okay, of seeing grown women and them little tiny clothes. Hang it up, put it back on the rack, and leave it for them 20-somethings to go out and push through. It's okay to age. Like, I don't know where we got to this place where women don't want to age. It's okay to age. And you quite literally do not have to be in them tiny ass clothes. Honestly, I feel like around 27, like you go through your 27, you still trying to wear them, real little baby clothes, cool. 28, you might mix the pieces, right? Like you might do a cute little mini skirt, but you might have a longer top on, you know what I'm saying? You might have a cute little small top, but then you got some jeans on, like, like you start to mix it up. By 29, now you're starting to develop like that grown woman style where you want it to feel like you know? By 30, you kind of come into whatever that looks like, but it's very grown woman. You understand what I'm saying? It's a very grown woman approach. The clothes that you wear at 21 should not be the clothes that you are wearing in your 30s. And I don't understand why y'all feel like y'all could still wear them little ass tiny clothes. Retire them. Put it back for them girls who still should be pushing through the clubs. You know what I'm saying? Who what Destiny Child said? Um Ladies, leave your man at home. The club is for ballers and they pockets full of grown. I mean, I don't know if that still takes place. But what I'm saying is leave it for the girls who are trying to go out and give that. I'm so serious. Y'all have got to stop. And then it gets bad because now as y'all get closer to 40, y'all still wearing the same clothes. Absolutely diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. All I'm saying is ain't nothing wrong with a little hoochie mama outfit, but once you get 30, you gotta kind of like auntie that hoochie mama outfit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta kind of give older cousin, big sis hoochie, you know? You can't give little girl hoochie, not in your 30s. And y'all be wanting to hang on to youth and it just looks tired. It looks tired. It looks exhausting. It looks bad. It looks like the clothes don't fit. It looks like you go into a store and you shop in the junior section. Now, ain't nothing wrong with shopping in the junior section. I dabble myself, but sometimes I go in the junior section because I need the cut to fit different. Like when you go into the women's clothes, as a woman, if y'all know, you go into a women's clothes, very boxy, very boxy. Sometimes I need I might go into the women's section and get a pair of slacks, but I need my top to kind of, have some, some curvature, if you will. So I'm gonna go to the junior section, right? Go to my size, right? And get a top that's gonna give me, still be age appropriate, even though it's in the junior section. Follow me. But gonna give me a little bit of curvature because them shirts and the women, they're gonna be boxy. You feel me? They're gonna be super boxy. Or I might find me a cute little button up, you know what I'm saying? But now I'm gonna want like a real, nice pair of pants or something like that. So I'm gonna go in the junior section. But one thing about it, I'm not gonna go in the junior section and shop out of the smalls and extra smalls and them teeny weeny ass clothes. Absolutely not. But that was just a side note. And it was just in the midst of looking up all these topics and making sure I knew what I wanted to talk about. I saw that there and I said, someone has got to tell y'all enough is enough. Okay. Leave them little ass clothes for them little ass girls. You are grown. Put that grown woman body in some grown woman clothes. Period. Next up, since we talking about little women or little girls, I should say. Brittany Renner, come here, mama. Come here, sweet girl. You so many things are coming to me right now. You made a mistake. You thought you did your biggest one, and it turned out wrong. See how fast God will fix you? Won't he do it? You'll go into a situation with ill intentions, but see, the what the Bible said. Come with me, y'all. I just talked about. I just listened to this today. All things will work for the goodness of those who something like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Follow me, okay? All good things worked out for that man PJ because you went into it with ill intentions. Okay? You went into it wrong. You went into it and saw that young man as a bag. Show did. You saw that young man as a bag. And God said, oh, I'ma fix you. And he did. And he is. Every other week, you are taunting this man. You're trying to get more money out this man. And what I'm telling you is not going to go in your favor. It's not going to go in your favor, my girl. So what I would suggest, okay, because I do believe we might be around the same age. What I would suggest is you leave that man alone and go get a job. Again, speaking of Fashion Nova, more than Fashion Nova and posting, go get a job. Go find a career. Go find some business about yourself. Because chasing after that man and trying to make him out to be the bad guy when you went into the situation with ill intentions is not going to work out for you. I'm just trying to give you some honest feedback, some honest, like, girl to girl, friend to friend type, advice. Like, baby girl, you went into that situation, okay, thinking that you were going to run you up a bag, thinking that, oh, I'm gonna get a baby with this one and that's it. I'm locked in, I'm secured. And it just hasn't worked out for you in that way. And it's sad, and I know it's probably frustrating because damn, your plan didn't go how you figured. And instead of fighting with him and fighting with his wife, complaining, because what you I think your child support now is down to 3,500 or something like that. Instead of doing all that complaining and all this pretending and playing around in people's religion and going off with this one and trying to do all this other weird shit, you need to go and get a job. Go get a business about yourself because you are a very charismatic woman. You are a woman that has some type of sense between your ears. So with that, you can then take that and do something with it. Become something. Go back to school, get an education. I don't know. Become a coach. You know what I'm saying? Be the one, like, wasn't you like the soccer girly? Get back into that bag. Start coaching young girls. Start a soccer league for the inner youth or something like that. Girl, do something. I'm giving you these ideas just off the strength that I don't believe this is going to end well with you. Because you'll fuck around and keep pushing on people buttons and your child support will go down to $1,000. Stop playing with them. Stop playing with them. Stop playing with them. Because it's just you know what? To take it off of you, I'm just gonna bring this around to baby mother culture as a whole. Being a baby mother to a wealthy person is not a life plan. It's not a feasible plan. It's not. Um, these men are telling you they don't want these kids. They still have them because y'all are willing to open your body and your womb to them, but that's another topic for quite literally another day. But they understand. And the fastest way that they, especially if they got multi-millions, they're quick to cut the check and move on. They don't want to deal with the back and the forth and the I want more money and you only paying this. And then if they, become something better, or they invest their money, or they're smart with their finances and now they really get into a bag, and now you want to keep jumping in and out trying to increase and get more money, and oh, he buying this one this and he taking this one there. Girl, it just did not work for you because that was a flawed plan from the get go. From the getty up, that was a wrong plan. That was flawed, baby girl. Y'all go into this thinking that being a baby mother is the goal, is the plan. Not for nothing, if we really being honest, and that's what we here to do, of course. If that's what we do. Y'all get y'all body done with the end goal to be somebody baby mother. Yeah, we gonna call it out. When I was looking at these stories, is this one fighting with this one popping act back up for this one birthday party, and this girl wanna date this one, and it's a headache. It's a headache. It's nonsense. Baby girls, baby girl. Listen, go and get a fucking job. Go and get a business. Go and do something. I tell y'all all the time, KK, Kimberly Noel, Kardashian, if you want to go get your body done and be the social media socialite, because that's really what y'all are nowadays. You used to have the socialites, but they used to push through and like be out in the world. Now y'all just sit behind a phone screen. So y'all want to be a social media socialite, that should be y'all blueprint. Like, that should be the blueprint that you follow. It's all like, this lady has been on TV for decades. The blueprint is there. Watch every episode. Watch every episode and understand the blueprint and what you got to do. It's a lot of hard work. Y'all don't want the hard work. Y'all want to lay on y'all back, get a baby, and then go down to the courthouse and get some money. This is not it's not a foolproof plan. It's a fool's plan. That's a fool's plan. Let's be honest. Okay? I'm like, we just got to call a spade a spade. Like, it's not a foolproof plan. It's a fool's plan. If you're going to go get your body done, go get your body done and make sure you got a business plan. The business plan can't be being a baby mama. I promise you it can't be, because it's not going to go how you think. Just going to be honest. It's not going to go how you think. And in the words of Pusha T, I'm going to remix it on my own. You can either be a thousandaire for the rest of your life, or you could be a multimillionaire. You choose. That baby mama life is going to have you being a thousandaire for the rest of your life. Being a multimillionaire means you are the business plan. Y'all love Ari down, and I love Ari too. Y'all love Ari down, but don't nobody do what Ari did. Yeah, she was a baby mama, but then she went and got some business about her goddamn self. I don't too much, deal with Jada Wada, but Jada had a business, she was with this man, the same man, whatever, became a baby mama, still stay with her business. Whether y'all get the clothes or not, she stayed about her business. That be the missing link. Okay? When we discuss this, that be the missing link. Brittany Renner, that is the missing link. What business are you about for yourself? Y'all be so concerned with chasing down dick when you should be chasing down your goal. The dick gonna be there. And if you do so happen to have a baby, it shouldn't take you off of your business. You should be locked into your business. Or you're going to have a foolish plan that's going to leave you down into foolish shit. What is it? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Brittany Renner, you thought you had played the fucking lotto and won. Now you sitting back arguing about $3,500. Meanwhile, his wife just bought him what? The Cullinan? Every other day she posted about going shopping and spending a bag. But you're upset because that should have been your plan. That should have been your life. That's what you're really mad about. That bitterness is just oozing out of you. And if ain't no one told you, please, mama, let me be the one to tell you. You had a foolish plan. Abort mission. It's over. You didn't get it done. Abort mission. Go back to the drawing board. Huh? And figure out what your business is so you can get your shit in order. But arguing with that man every other week about that money is not it. Y'all bring kids into this world and think they are a bank. They are a trust fund. They are a security deposit on your future. Absolutely not. Go get some business about yourself, girl. Okay? Now, in moving on, let me see what I talked to y'all about because I need to stay on focus. Hold on. Talked about that there. We talked about him. Shoal did. We did discuss that. We did talk about them right there. Let me see. I feel like I went a little too hard on the girls. So men, step on up, Young King. Young Thug. Young Thug. I understand you have went through a lot. Young King. You definitely have. But there are times where we have to realize, ooh, it might be time to shut the fuck up. I understand you were away for a long time There were so many stories and narratives and people talking about you, people talking for you. And now you feel like, you know what? I'm out and I want to get, everything that I had pent up, everything that I felt, I want to get it off my chest. But what you should have did is you should have left that in that one Big Bank interview. When you did the interview with Big Bank, you should have said, look, I'm getting this all out. If this is 2, 3 hours, I don't care. I'm getting this all out because I'm never discussing any of this again. What's crazy is you then foolishly, speaking of being foolish, you then foolishly kept and keep doing interviews. Sir, it's time to shut the hell up. I know you spent so much time behind the walls and you felt like you couldn't get your message out to the world. Granted, you were talking to somebody and somebodies a lot. We've heard the tapes. We've heard the tapes. You were doing some talking. And clearly, you like to do some talking. So recently, if y'all don't know, Young Thug, he's an Atlanta rapper. He was in jail for RICO, racketeering, gang charges, and all this other craziness, right? So he got out. He did some interviews. He did a Big Bang interview. Everyone said it was just the best interview in the world. I think Big Bang did a really great job. But the that meme where it's like, what did you say? I don't know. My brain is all over the place. Like say something nice or like try to find something nice to say and they say, I'm finding it. Like I'm really trying to find a nice way to say this. Um he you know what? Fuck it. The man ain't as smart as people make him out to be. Okay? He's not. He's not. It's clear that he took the bus to school, he just didn't attend the classes. It's clear that the intellect is not there at all. You know, he says things and people make it out to be profound, but it's not at all. I do believe that, he was a child that did indeed need to be left behind. We created this No Child Left Behind and we push kids through. And I always say, when you do that, you are really harming the children because they don't have the intelligence, right, that they need, the critical thinking that they need. They don't have the reading comprehension skills. They don't have those things. So Mr. Thug, he did an interview with somebody who is not important. I do actually, was it the Pivot or the Pivot remix? Because I do know the one man that I do like was that hold on y'all. Let me do the research in real time because I want to get his name right because I do enjoy him and I believe I don't want to get his name wrong, but I think it's Ryan Clark. So yes, I saw Ryan Clark in the background. So I know they used to be on the Pivot, but I thought the Pivot broke up. So I'm gonna call it the Pivot Remix and whatever their show is called, y'all know. But Ryan Clark, as Young Thug said this, he kind of made a face. And it was the face of like, see that thought that just ran by your eyes, Ryan, that's the thought that you needed to say immediately. Don't let a thought run behind your eyes and keep it in because it's like, oh, I don't really know this man or whatever. No. Somebody in his life, whether they know him or don't, need to check them crazy ass thoughts he has because when you leave crazy thoughts unchecked, people tend to believe that what they're saying is factual. I will never leave a crazy thought unchecked. Please believe me. Quite literally never. That might be my problem today. I don't leave crazy thoughts unchecked. You say some crazy shit around me, I'm going to say some crazy shit back to you and check that shit. I'm not letting no crazy thought go unchecked. I'm not doing that. So when this man sat up there and said, he would feel like less of a just saying it sounds so bizarre. He would feel like less of a man if his partner, his girlfriend, his girl, his wifey, I'm adding all that on, but he would feel like less of a man if his girlfriend went to therapy. because you got me what you going to therapy for. Huh? Excuse me, Mr. Thug? What do you mean by that? As soon as he said that, Ryan Clark made a face and the camera, like in the clip I saw, the camera went to his face, right? So it was kind of like he said it and then it went to Ryan Clark, and Ryan Clark like made this like confusing, like this nigga. Like that's the face he made. That thought should have came out your mouth. Now, I don't know if they challenged him or not. It didn't seem like they challenged him or gave him any pushback. They might have been like, oh, no, but that needed to be challenged because that sounds crazy. People don't go to, and I think for one, maybe he has a misconception about therapy. Maybe, women get with him and then they're like, oh, I need to go to therapy. So he feels he's the cause of them for going to therapy. And you could be, because you know what happens? A woman could be dating you and she could be like, how in the fuck did I get up here? You know what I mean? Like, how did I get here? Like, what in my life led me to be sitting across from you and you talking to me? How you talking, especially if them the type of things that he says, especially in that Big Bang interview, if those are the type of things that he says, yeah, somebody's gonna sit across from you and reevaluate their life and just run through the events and be like, you know what, maybe I need to sit down and talk with a therapist because how did I get in front of this man? You know? And that don't make you less of a man. Honestly, if you've talked to multiple people, women, and after they want to go see a therapist, you should probably just go see a therapist yourself. You know, also, women and men go to therapy for a variety of things. It doesn't always have to do it with a relationship. They can go for just so many things. Sometimes, we lack the tools that we need in life, in our daily life. So we're like, you know what? Let's, go sit down with somebody to help me unpack this or work my way through this or deal with this. And the best way is to go to a third party who don't know me from nothing, who, can sit down with me and talk to me and I can feel safe in that environment. And maybe that's what she want to do. It don't got nothing to do with you. You have such a narcissistic view of this person wanting to go to therapy that you think it's about you. So they should sit down and deal with it with you. And that's not the case. Like that's not what that's about. So to me, as a woman, okay, if a man ever said that, I can guarantee you, I would never date that man. If a man said he understood his point of view, go ahead and walk away from me because I personally, hmm, I don't need that type of strife in my life. Like you are going to bring something into my life that I don't even want to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? Like you, yeah, nah, I don't want to be a part of that. I'm gonna be so for real with you. I don't want to be a part of that. So Mr. Thug, if your partner is seeking out to better themselves, you should encourage that. You should applaud that. You yourself, given all that you've been through, should also be seeking some help. That's what you should be doing. Not worried about how them going to therapy makes you look or how you measure up to this person going to therapy. No, absolutely not. You also should probably find some better people to have around you because if those are the thoughts that you are having, yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. But black men, y'all should get therapy. It's not a bad thing. It's not a terrible thing. Go ahead and get some therapy. Okay? Because you fight a constant battle just being you in your skin. So with that being said, you should definitely seek out therapy. Okay. And there's nothing about doing so that makes you less of a man. It actually makes you a better man. That's the purpose. Moving on. Another person who probably needs therapy, David. D4VD. I thought it was dead. I'm not gonna lie to you. Then the people was coming out saying it's David. Child, to me it looks like dead, but that's another story for another day. So last month, in the beginning of the month, this did take place, but um this it happened the same week as Charlie Kirk's death, so y'all, it was just a lot of going on. But what had happened was is that it was reported that a body was found in the trunk of David's Tesla in an impound yard. Now, what I will say is I didn't know who this young man is. I still don't know. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I still don't know who this man is. But what was so interesting to me was that when it was first reported, they made it seem like his body was found in the trunk of his car. Then I went to the Instagram and the man's still posting and all these things. So I said, wait a minute, what? Went back to do some more research and I said, oh, another body. That's the thing about headlines, child. Y'all don't know how to write them. Y'all be writing headlines that don't make sense to nothing. So that happened. And I said, oh, this is interesting. And then I see he has, millions of followers and things like that. Then when I go on to TikTok, of course, my algorithm has it as trending and it's girls crying. It's girls showing that they got tattoos about this man. And I'm like, hold on. I don't know who this man is. So, okay, cool. Now I'm, getting into it. I'm looking into it. I'm reading different articles and I'm listening to people's breakdowns and it was giving that he did it. And then y'all, now that they're saying he might not be a part of it and I don't know. The thing is just really really it's just a weird situation. What I do want to stress about this is that like be I I'm not a mother. I don't have kids, so I kind of hate when I have to say these things because it's like, well, girl, you're childless. How can you have these thoughts and opinions? But I just think you have to be involved in your child's social media life. This girl got caught up with this man on Discord at what, 12 or 13 or something like that. Very young, got caught up with this man on Discord. Like, y'all need to be active in y'all kids' life. Then on top of that, her parents said she went missing, but now it's coming out she done been seen all over the world. I mean, not all over the world, but like all over California. And it's like, how could you have been missing, or how could have been a missing person, and you're on all these ring cameras this and ring cameras that? Like, how hard are y'all going to find this girl, or how where were you looking? Like, it's just so many questions. So I first, I have to say, before I go any further, honestly, I will say rest in peace to Celeste. She was a young girl, very young. And it's just so much speculations and hypotheses about what could have happened to her, but it is something that I want to pay attention to. I want to pay attention not only because of David's music and the things that he said. And, there's always this argument of, do we use like YNW Melly did the same thing down in Florida, I believe, where it's like, do we use someone's lyrics against them because their lyrics, if you listen and read them, tell a story of something that seems to have actually happened. So then, we're at this weird place of, do we, use the lyrics as almost like an admission to what could have taken place. So for me, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm also at a place where it's like, pay attention to the music that your kids listening to, because there was a lot of comments on his music videos about, oh, this was my favorite song and it got me through hard times. And I'm like, did you listen to the lyrics? Because you can't say nah, like, whoa, we're gonna have to calm down a little bit. You can't say that the lyrics today are weird and strange, but 6 months ago, they were lyrics that were saving your life. What? The lyrics are still weird and strange. They were weird and strange when you liked them then, they're weird and strange now. The difference is now you know there's truth behind them, but with art, there's always some level of truth. Understand? So when you got these, then you be wondering why these little kids want to run around acting like they gothic and just so depressed and all this other stuff because they listening to this music from these nutter butters, and now they think that this is their real life. They get into a breakup and they're like, listening to this old, depressing, chaotic, out of this world music, and the music videos are the same way, and you wonder why they be so troubled. They real life troubled. They're not like, back in the day where it was like, oh, he's a troubled teen, he's a smoking a cigarette, and like, no, these are like real troubled teens, okay? Because the art and the media that they are consuming is troubled in and of itself. So no, the music isn't just now being weird because there's a possibility that he has now murdered Celeste. No, it was weird way back when. And I'm listening to the lyrics and I'm like, what part of this was so inspiring to y'all? Cuz some of y'all did not live this life at all. But it's like groupthink. Is this need to be a part of something? And so you find yourself finding a community and being like, "Oh, this is my community and yep, I'm going through these things as well." No, you're not. No, you're not. So as a parent, go ahead. If your child has a favorite artist, you might as well go ahead and listen to that music. Mhm. If your child, it's some kids I be seeing them, child, always got some headphones on. What song you playing? Cuz whatever song you playing, I'm gonna play it out loud in this car. Now what? Because you know what I'm saying? Don't let them get too wrapped up in something and not know. Mind you, let me give y'all a story. It's not as bad, but it's funny. So, growing up, I was, oh gosh, 16, 17, something like that. And I was the biggest Wiz Khalifa fan. Okay. Loved Wiz Khalifa down. Like, loved Wiz Khalifa. Okay. And so I had a friend, and she also was like, "Oh yeah, nope, love him too," right? So we loved us some Wiz Khalifa. Now, my mother, she knew Wiz Khalifa for Black and Yellow. And she liked the song because he said no keys, push to start. And at the time, she had a car that was push to start. So she thought it was just the coolest thing ever. She did not know nothing. My mother, this is, she knew nothing more about Wiz Khalifa outside of no keys, push to start, and my daughter loves him. That's all she knew. Okay. So some time passed, some time passed, some time passed. I think his album had come out and he was on tour, and he was going to be at a concert venue in Connecticut, Toad's Place. If you know Toad's Place, really, really, really popular place. A lot of, rappers, they make their run through Toad's Place. So I tell my mom, I'm like, it's all ages, which already was crazy, looking back on it, but it was all ages. And so I'm like, you got to bring me and my friend to Toast Place to see Wiz Khalifa. Like, we have got to see Wiz Khalifa. Like, are you crazy? We got to see Wiz Khalifa. So she's like, all right, cool. Mind you, all she knows is black and yellow, no keys, push to start. So she thinks he's this like fun, upbeat rapper. Now, that's funny, and to a young, early Wiz Khalifa fan, because if you know what Wiz Khalifa really rap about, okay. So we get to the venue, we go inside, and she's like, I'll go outside with you guys. Because again, she's thinking Wiz Khalifa, young, upbeat rapper, no keys, push to start. So we get in there, and within y'all, I say within 30 minutes of being in that venue, they got that place smoked out. Now, me and my friend, we know what Wiz Khalifa rap about. We know what Wiz Khalifa is about. So we're not shocked. We're not confused. Neither of us smoked, but we knew what came with Wiz Khalifa. My mother, on the other hand, did not. She's like, wow, I didn't think they would let them smoke in here. So we just like, oh, mm-hmm. Then Wiz Khalifa come out. We screaming, yelling, crowd going crazy. Wiz Khalifa come out, he starts smoking. And then from there on, every song is about smoking weed. And my mom was like, "Oh, this is what he be about?" We like, "Yeah." Mind you, we are rapping these lyrics. And she was like, "Oh, I can't take this." So she left out and sat in the car. And we are in there having the time of our life, okay? Because we love Wiz Khalifa. He's up on stage. He's giving us exactly what we thought he would be all about. And it was just a really good time. But I say that to say my mom had no idea what Wiz Khalifa was about. No idea. And a lot of parents, they know that their kids love these rappers and these singers, but they have no idea what these rappers and these singers are about. And they're just like, "Oh, okay, like I've heard one song." And another perfect example, Sabrina Carpenter. All of the parents knew was espresso. They knew espresso. They know espresso. Then when they took their kid to go to the tour, it's outrage, it's pandemonium because it's like she sings about sex. She's in these little dresses. They were confused, bamboozled, but it's like if you have a child and your child is obsessed with something, you need to know what that is because that can be an indicator of what they have going on in their life. Not all the times, because like I said, me and my friend weren't smoking. We just loved the music. We thought the man was fine. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't that deep for us. And my mom knew we weren't smoking because obviously when somebody be smoking, so she knew we weren't. We just loved the man. And we went out to see this cute rapper and have a good time, but you have to be involved. And she was involved. Like she came into the venue to be like, "Leah, let me see what this Wiz Khalifa is about. I want to rap along to Black and Yellow." She just got a little bit more than she bargained for. But at least she was involved and she understood and she kind of got an idea now of who he was. Same thing for David and any other one. Get involved. Understand what it is. As a parent, that's what you should do. Let's move past that. Speaking of music, Bad Bunny in the Super Bowl. I'm very happy about Bad Bunny gonna be headlining the Super Bowl. I will not lie. I love me some Bad Bunny. Do I know what he's saying? No. Do I speak Spanish? No. But I know a vibe. Okay? I know how to bachata, I could salsa, merengue. I could get it down. Okay, I could get down with it. Okay? So I'm gonna have me a good old time. But what pissed me off is now they over here talking about, "Oh, ICE is gonna be present." Enough, okay? Let the people have a good time. What you mean ICE is gonna be present? Let the folks have a good time. And then, okay, ICE is gonna be present. All right, cool. So the immigrants who aren't, millionaires aren't gonna go. Ooh. Catch that if you catch that. But all they're gonna go do is be around their Tio and their Tia house and party for 8 hours straight and have themselves all bull. If you know a Puerto Rican, now is the time to get locked in because they Super Bowl party, that Super Bowl party is finna go crazy. Do you hear me? They gonna party from the day before, the day of, and a little bit of the day after. They are going to have a ball. Do you hear me? They ain't worry about ICE. It's gonna be like 50 100 of them people at their Tio house having a time. They ain't worry about no ICE. Y'all doing too much for no reason. Anyways, moving on. Congrats to Kai Cenat. He made 1 million subs on Twitch. I don't know how that works. Cause they was like, people are gifted. I was watching. I tuned in. I did tunes in. Periodically. I didn't sit and watch every stream. I would tune in for like 10, 15 minutes, just see what the young boy had going on. And then I click out and go somewhere else and, go about my 30-year-old business. Okay. This is for churn. But I was happy for him. And whatever that meant, I know it's breaking a world record. I got 2 topics left. One I'm gonna leave for the end. I'm gonna go into this right here. Tyler Perry, why are we doing another Why Did I Get Married? Why are we doing another Why Did I Get Married? A third one? I don't know. I did like the first. I don't remember the second. I don't remember the second. Hopefully they put them up on Netflix soon so I could, enjoy the first and the second because I don't remember the second one. Because what was the one where she was like, oh, so you doing the bending? Which one was that? Let me know in the comments. Cause I don't remember. It is a good series. Honestly, he could have gave us a show. He really could have gave us a show. But like, I don't think he could get Janet for that long. He probably could get Jill, maybe Taraji. But I think she's not trying to do like not sitcoms, but like television characters because she said Cookie became what everyone thought she was Cookie. So I think she's trying to separate from that. The rest of them, I think he could get. Well, maybe not Tasha because Tasha's out here directing. Like she running up her own bag. Love me some Tasha Smith, okay? Love Tasha Smith down. She running up her own bag, so he might not be able to lock her in for a show either. But yeah, I don't know. But you doing the bending was really, really big. So yeah, he coming back to us with a third for Why Did I Get Married? That'll be a cute little thing. Um, the only thing that troubles me is Tyler do shit too fast. I hope he take his time with this and and get some writers in the room, Tyler. Even though y'all already filming, get some writers in the room. Or at least let the actors ad lib and kind of add their own essence to it. You know what I'm saying? Let that happen because that was actually a good little movie series that he had, the one and the two. That was a good little thing. So if he could just not rush through this, because I feel like he'll rush through this and child will get this movie by Christmas. Okay. Like they filming now. Tyler have this out by Christmas. On top of all of the other things he's done, Beauty and Black. What was the other one I was talking about? And I said that was nonsense. But just all his shows, child. He do too much too fast for me. I would love for him to sit on this. Maybe run it out around like Valentine's Day, love, breakups, marriage. That'd be a cute little Valentine's Day vibe. But he'll rush this out and it'd be out by Christmas, child. Mark my words. Lastly, and this gonna be it because I wasn't supposed to be sitting here talking to y'all this long in the first place. Cardi B, Nicki, JT, and everybody else in between, come to the front. Ladies, let me tell you something. Specifically, Nicki. I'm gonna start with you, mama. Anyone that knows me know I was a barb. I was a barb. I fell off when she went into her Harajuku pop, them terrible blonde wigs, them ugly outfits. I fell off then. I understood it, right? Because that's when she had the, cologne, and then we were getting minks and we were getting the alcohols and the brand deals and things like that. But I fell off because that was not the Nicki I knew. I knew Queen's Nicki, Come Up DVD Nicki. That I don't know about that. And Miss Nicki, the thing about it is, you, as a former barb, I don't consider myself to be a barb anymore. I do love Nicki down. I just don't consider myself to be a barb. So as a former, retired barb, your behavior is very disappointing. And your behavior is very disappointing because, granted, I understand some things may have happened in this industry to you that you feel are unfair. And let me tell you, it could be rightfully so. But your behavior towards the other girls coming up is actually crazy. Because what happens is, it's like, it seems like when a new girl comes out and she gets some popularity and she gets some fame, either they are down with your cause or you are out to get them and you are out to send your barbs on them. And it's just really weird to me, every single time. And someone articulated this, Mona, she, AKA Don't Call Me White Girl. She has her own podcast. Now she's on the Joe Budden podcast. And she said, it's almost like if a girl comes out and Nicki doesn't beef with her, then either she's good or bad, right? So like if Nicki beefs with you, you doing your thing, right? Like you are, potential to be the next rap girly up. But if you come out and Nicki don't beef with you, You ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. And that's how Nikki carries herself. She carries herself in a way of like, either you're going to run up and be behind me, or you're not going to get into this rap lane, and I'm gonna make sure it's hard for you, and I'm gonna beef with you, and everything like that there in between. And we've seen this with Cardi, Megan. She did it with Lotto. She did it with, I'm trying to think of all the girl. Like I'm pretty sure she's done it with every single girl. JT, she started to do it with the City Girls. Like she did it with all of the rap girlies. And then what happens is like she'll come out and she'll try to be cool with them. She might do a song with them, do a little feature. And then the moment that they go and they team up with somebody else, all bets are off. Like it's either your team Nikki and no one else, or your team them and you're not team Nikki, which is crazy because you should be able to like both. And Nikki, when you came into the game, there was no other rap female out. So you came into an empty lane, rapping, being beautiful, being co-signed by one of the biggest out. Like you came in and did your thing. You can't be mad now that the girlies under you watched you and now they want to do the same thing. You opened the lane for them. So I'm just going to end all of that with Nikki, shut the hell up. You're too old to be fighting with these girls. Let them do their thing. And that's that. And with that being said, y'all, I'm gonna talk to y'all next week. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to sit here and talk to y'all this long. I swear for God, okay? I was like, we're gonna be in and out, okay, real cool. But I don't know. I just want to sit down, sit down and chit chat. Try to get that out fast. I want to sit down and chit chat with y'all and talk about all things that are going on in pop culture. With that being said, we'll be back next week and we will talk all things politics. So yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.